Hey everybody, I am here again talking about the ways to look at work differently so that we can stop just working for a job and start seeing our jobs as a way to work on improving the world. I'm here with Zack Bujazia, the Chief Creative Officer at Incredible Marketing, to get some branding insights. So, Zack, I'll just pass it over to you to let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Zack Bujazia. I'm Chief Creative Officer, Incredible Marketing. Um, for 12 years, we've been doing digital marketing in the healthcare industry.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, the first thing I got to ask you is this. I know you love branding and you do a good job at it. So, what is a brand?
So a brand is, a lot of people narrow it down to just thinking it's the logo and a business card. A brand is like so much bigger than that. A brand is everything that that company stands for, the mission. Um, it's really a belief in what they're offering.
Yep.
So, the logo helps support that, and some of the design elements and design choices support that. But really, behind it all, it's that creative vision, and it's an emotion that they get out of their customers and their consumers.
Yeah, I love that. It's a belief. I like that. Just switch
Yeah.
the B from brand to belief. So, um, as you are creating a brand, though, what kinds of key creative elements go into making up a brand? You said a logo. To what else would you say?
Well, I think the first thing is understanding what product or service they offer and what the values are. What it provides, whether it's a restaurant or a consumer-driven business. It really comes down to the fundamentals of you know what is it that you're going to offer your customers. What is that difference? Um, how do you give them something to believe in when they're making that purchase, right? So, um, you know, a good brand can take a regular product from something you like, something you have to buy, to something you're obsessed with. If you ever hear anyone say, "I'm obsessed with this company,"
Yeah,
obsessed with this product, a
yeah.
lot of that has to do with that additional layer of branding that's involved with that that purchase that they made.
So I love that. You become obsessed with things. It almost starts to become part of your own identity. Going back to what you said, if you look at a
Yeah.
brand as a belief, then that makes sense. But what other ways do you get somebody to care about a brand?
Well, one way is like Coca-Cola, right? When they were doing their brand strategy, they wanted to be everywhere people were having a good time. So that's how they got so integrated with stadiums and events and things like that, because everyone's making memories. They're having such a good time. And guess who was there with them? Their buddy Coke.
Yeah. Yep.
They were, so they would position themselves that way. And that gives such a strong connection to that brand. I mean, another example is like Nike, their Just Do It campaign. I mean, you know, it didn't really have anything to do with shoes. They would show athletes, and um, you know, it was selling more of kind of this lifestyle, who you want to be, and really the shoe came in at the end. It
Yeah.
was like, it's selling that vision and that identity with the product is, that's some good branding right there. Like, you can have a good product with bad branding, and you can have some success, and you could have a mediocre product with really good branding and still have some success. But when you have a really good product or service and you have really good branding, those are the kind of the legendary brands that we're talking about.
Yeah. I love how you're talking about that with it's almost like the experience. That's more what the brand, it sounds like you're saying, is around. What's that experience or that identity that you have in life? And then how do you
Right.
show up there? And it's almost like, hey, we're Nike. We are the just do it, get it done mentality. Oh, by the way, we sell shoes. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And that experience is created in any way where you're interacting with your customer, right? So that is online, social media now. That's your actual stores or your physical presence. That's in the communication, the messaging, the voice, the tone, the style. I mean, all these things are all ingredients of branding.
Yeah. Well, now that you've got the process of, you know what you believe, you know where you want to show up and how you want people to identify you, how do you go about the process of bringing that brand alive creatively?
A lot of it is like creating a menu for a restaurant. You take all these ingredients that you have of your brand, and you figure out what's a good consistent message, and what's a good look and a good style, and you come up with all these different you know plates that you offer pretty much. So you just, in a good brand strategy, you have you understand what your message is, your audience, what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, where you're going to say it, what it looks like, and you try to create something that people remember, and they can count on you. It's a level of trust. They know this brand stands for that, and that's what I'm going to get from them.
Yeah. How I know I'm asking you, this might seem like off a little bit, but how important are like the logos or colors into that experience and being memorable in that way?
They're incredibly important, but I think maybe too much emphasis is put on what your logo is before figuring out what your your strategy is, and your voice and your messaging. I think that's always the most important part of the branding process. You have to have a good product or service to begin with, um, or at least it makes it much easier.
Yeah.
But after that, understanding who the company is, and what it stands for, that's, I think, the most important part. Then the logo and the colors and all those other choices support that.
Yeah. I love that. Again, because you're just kind of going into that is somewhat the strategy. If you know what you believe in, if you know how you want to be identified, that's your content strategy right there. Is does this video, this photo, this piece of content, does it represent what we believe in the way that we want people to experience our brand? If
Mhm.
not, it's simple. You don't do it and you move away. So yeah, I
Right.
love that. Simplifies it. Um, so that kind of takes me into the next question. How does great branding allow you to better serve customers?
Well, yeah, it gives you, strong support. People believe in your product, and when they believe in it, you get much better feedback. You get word of mouth referrals. Just further supports what you're trying to do. If you have a poor brand and something that people don't believe in, and they don't trust your brand, they're not going to refer it to people. They're not going to make that recommendation. They're not going to be loyal you know, to be there when you release something new. That they need to know that they can count on you to deliver something, that fulfills all their needs. And at the same time, as the business, you need to know they're there when you're ready to release that new product.
Yeah, that makes sense. So in my mind, tell me if I'm thinking about this the right way. A great brand isn't just something where it's not something that's just giving you a product to buy. It's giving you something to believe in, fulfilling your needs based with your identity because you believe or live life in that way. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it's something you can relate with, and something you trust and you believe in. That's when you start to see people really, um, you know, become very loyal to a certain brand, is when they've done a very good job communicating who they are, what they stand for, and letting being consistent with that messaging the whole time.
Yeah, I love that. Well, last question I got for you, pretty easy one. Where could people find more from you or get in contact with you if they wanted to reach out?
Incrediblemarketing.com. We're, like I said, doing digital marketing for the healthcare industry. Um, Myself, you can find me at zackbujazia.com if you want to message me directly.
All right, very good. Well, again, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it, and I hope you stay safe and take care.
Thanks, Zach. You too.